Hi. Good evening, folks.
Good evening. Good evening. You know, that weather out there is straight up disrespectful. Okay?
Yeah, the weather is.
You straight up disrespectful. And then that little cool air you came with the rain. You know, you didn't ask Floridians permission if you could come with the cool weather in the middle of the day. Don't be shocking people.
People had things to do today, and then they got slowed down because of the weather.
Yeah, you know how it is over here. You know, we don't do well with rain. Anywho, we back, God willing. Thank goodness we back. Back to discuss the foolery that is the legislator in Florida. I mean, it's so bad that national news is talking about our governor. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, but whatever. But we gonna get through this. We had Sandra and I had a great breakfast this morning. Sandra, did we have a good breakfast this morning, girl?
Yeah, we had a good morning. We had a
good morning. We'll talk about it a little bit. But I just want to reiterate to all of y'all that this is the Race and the Racist show where we talk about all things racist and everything in between. Okay. But we also want you to know, if you want to learn to participate in the political process as a Black American, but aren't very political, this is the show for you. We mix it in, but we tell you what you need to know. Okay. We talk about all things race and races, elections, legislation, and we keep you all up to date, informed, and give you actionable items to do on your own to help facilitate your political participation. So we would like for you to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. And we also invite audience, people who come on the show. If you want to jump in and be part of the conversation, just put something in the chat. Say, hey, I want to jump in and be part of the conversation. We all about that too, honey, because we all about community and we all about us. Okay. For us, by us. All right. And we want to make sure everybody knows that their voice matters. Their vote counts. Okay. It does. Based on these last few elections, you can tell your vote counts. And it's important that we are part of the process, okay? Because if elected officials ain't doing their job, guess what? They don't get to keep it. All right?
They shouldn't get to keep it.
Not at all.
Shouldn't get to keep it.
Just because I like you don't mean you get my vote. That's not how that works. All right, so let's begin.
Siri was picking up some sound because I was over here I was posting the link onto my personal Facebook page and to the DWC, Democratic Women's Club page. So
all right. So what are you
all kind of places. Good evening, y'all. All right. So there's a lot going on, a lot of race and a lot of politics and a lot of.
Yeah, but let's talk about the NFL, sis. Let's talk about the NFL. Oh. Mr. Flores brought some smoke, honey, some Scotch hot pepper. Okay,
yeah, he sure did. He did.
And I'm here for it, honey. I am here for it. You hear me? So let's talk about that a little bit. So he has filed a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And since he's filed a law, well, this is Coach Flores, who was the coach for the Miami Dolphins.
Former coach for the Miami Dolphins.
Former coach for Miami Dolphins.
Former Miami Dolphins coach.
Was he fired or was he let go? Which was it?
He was fired because he was still under contract, I think, for like another year or two.
Okay. So he was fired. Mm-hmm. He was fired now, people, after he had a whole winning streak.
2 winning seasons.
2. He was
and his overall record was a winning record. His overall record was a winning record. Mm-hmm. He had more wins than losses in the 3 seasons that he was there.
Mm-hmm. 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 And so he's been on, media blitz, talking about, how he feel like the NFL is a plantation. Here's my issue. None of the team owners are Black, not one. Mm-hmm. However,
there's some women there. They have a few women. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 of them. There's an Asian woman that's one of the owners. And then I think there may be 2 individuals that might be Indian, Pakistani, or Middle Eastern or something to that effect. So there are some owners of color. They're just not Black.
But I didn't say I wasn't concerned about the owners of color. I'm just saying there's no team owner that is Black.
That's correct.
Okay. And the sport is played majority.
Byron Allen wants to buy a team. He wants to buy the Broncos.
I saw that today. Okay. We need to support that brother. If you need us to go ahead and donate so you can get to where you need to be.
He don't need, I don't have no money. He don't need none of our money, no.
Okay. All right. Well, we all about you.
We ain't going to tell nobody to go send no money to no Byron Allen. I'm sorry. He going to be all right. He got it.
So
he got it.
We all
He got
about
it. If he don't got it, he got enough rich friends who could help him get it. So he don't need none of our coins.
Purchase of a team.
No.
Right? So there's no black owners. Period. All right.
Mhm.
However, the sport is made up of 70% black players.
The labor force.
I'm just saying, I wanted that to hang.
Do that hard work.
To sit there a little bit so it can sizzle.
I mean, I guess the administrators are part of the labor force too, but we talk about like the one that do that hard work. Wait, the field work. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it in that plantation theme. The field workers, 70% of the field workers.
let that sizzle in the spirit. Let the sizzle in the spirit. Let the sizzle in your spirit. And Brian Flores
workers are black.
Brian Flores says, "Not today. You won't be getting to fire me." And
no. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna fire me, but I'm gonna let everybody know what that's really about because I don't need the message or word on the street to be like I'm not a good coach." He like that ain't it. I'm a good coach. Y'all just out here with the nonsense. I'm gonna expose all that. So he just didn't want it to be as though, he got fired because he was a bad coach. And and the other thing that they were talking about, not even like the coaching, because he did have a winning season. They said he didn't get along with people, right? That, that he was like a disruptor in the office and he didn't get along with our management. The players ain't like him and all of that. And he was like, no. It wasn't me. It was them.
Pulling for straws for me, honey. It's the pulling for straws for me. I mean, you see, the white people, they can dish it, but they can't take it. You know what I'm saying? You're pulling straws. Now you have to find a reason why you let him go, and he had a whole winning season for y'all. I'm confused. Mm-hmm. But Brian Flores says, "Not today. You would not be leaving without me getting me some coins." He said, and then
he probably was going to get money anyway, because a lot of times, even with those contracts, when they get fired, they have like buyouts and all kind of stuff. So he wasn't going to, even though they fired him, they probably were still going to have to pay him his contract.
He had a few people that jumped on the bandwagon and says, "Oh, we got receipts too."
But some of them are backpedaling because some of those receipts they got suggest that they engaged in some conduct that might be in fact criminal.
Ooh, so. Well.
So that's getting a little spicy there too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I support.
I'm for it, but I'm for it. But the only thing is that somehow he was surprised that he didn't get the Texans job. Lovie Smith, they did give it to a black coach. Coach who had won the Super Bowl back in 2006 or something like that. And I'm like, bruh, you can't be surprised you didn't get the job. You like suing the people. You know what I mean? Like, so are you gonna like dismiss the lawsuit if you got a job? Like, then if you were gonna do that, then I don't know, like how, So yeah, he should not be surprised that he didn't get a job, even though he probably should have. But dude, when you decide to go, and to me, and I'm not saying, well, I am gonna say that suing your who you want to be your employer is kind of like a nuclear option. And typically, when you decide to take the nuclear option, you don't blew the spot up. So you can't get hired. So that part was kind of like, I'm like, you really thought somebody was gonna give you a job, dog? Like for real though? But okay, especially now, it's just a little too soon. So
you think he was
maybe like next year. It's too soon for him to try to get a job.
Was he surprised though? Was he surprised?
No, because his lawyers are out there talking like, we ain't trying to diss Lovey or nothing like that. But of course, Brian was the best person for the job and all that. Yeah, he might have been, but he got some bombs coming. He got bombs with him. Ain't nobody trying to deal with all that smoke. Not right now. Maybe in a year or two, bro.
Here's the thing. I think that's just his attorneys, but I don't think he's surprised.
Well, I mean, he's not surprised because he clearly said that, the people are. Well, he probably not. Well, he can't. If he, even the lawyers, I mean, that just got to be talking points for them because they can't be surprised either. They can't be surprised that he's not working. I mean, I'm not saying he probably may never get a job, but I can't imagine he think he's gonna get a job like a week and a half after he filed a lawsuit against the NFL. Like, are you kidding me?
They were like, no,
sir. You could be out there. You could be in there evidence gathering. You know what I'm saying? They gotta keep you outside.
They said, who application? Who name on it? Oh, no.
What? Nah, man. You might be collecting data to like make his lawsuit better. They can't let you back in the building, sir. No. I mean, when I used to work, I still kind of have a job, but before I went to law school, I had a job. I was a social worker at an agency, And when we got the email that the code on the door changed, that meant somebody got fired. So they like literally was changing the code on the door. Once we got that, there's no email, the new code is, and we're like, oh Lord, somebody done got fired. They're not letting you back in the building. So I don't know why Brian Flores, his lawyers, whoever thought they was about to let this man back in the building, why he got like some serious litigation pending against the NFL. In the types of things that they're doing since the lawsuit was filed suggest that there is some merit to some of the claims that he made. Maybe not all of them, but it's some merit to some of the things that he's talking about, right? So just from their response. Yeah, just from their response. So
there's some truth to what is going on. There's
bro man cannot expected to be let back in the building so soon.
Mr. Neptune, how you doing? He said Mr. Ross was just angry Flores wouldn't tank to draft Joe Burrow, so who is going to be the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's against the it's a federal offense to do that. So, and that's what. But Ross is denying that claim because he know it's a federal offense if he in fact did offer that man money to lose games. So,
child, I'm just
I do believe you, Mr. Neptune, that's why. But he's not. Mr. Ross is not going to admit that because that's a whole crime.
Okay. So listen, I'm in the spirit of Black History Month. We just gonna be here to support the brother in his quest to expose the foolery that is NFL,
and to not only to expose, but to also make it better for up and coming other Black men, maybe even Black women that are in the league.
We're looking to get head coaches. Representation matters. We're looking to get head coaches, and we're looking to get owners, Black owners. All right.
Head coaches, owners, people getting promoted to defensive coordinators, which is something that has happened since then, right? There were a couple folks who were like just assistant coaches or whatever. They've been promoted to coordinators, which is the one that runs the whole maybe offensive line, defensive line, and that type of thing. So even just since Flores filed a lawsuit, there are people that have been promoted from assistant coach positions to coordinator positions, which typically, like when you have a coordinator position, it puts you in a better posture to become a head coach of a team moving forward. So the things that they've been doing since the lawsuit was filed suggest that there was some truth to what Mr. Flores was talking about.
And there's some truth, all right, because the person they put to replace him, and I know it's a touchy subject. I just want to touch on it just a little.
Okay.
And just a little.
We ain't having no colorism conversations.
We're not, just a little. But the fact that they made it a point to say that this person is multiracial or biracial or however they explained it was, and they made it a point that they needed to make sure that there was a disclaimer that there was, gives me a little bit of an indication that there was some, there's some truth behind to Mr. Flores' complaint.
Yes. So someone on YouTube is saying that they're not saying that he should be surprised that he wouldn't be considered after he filed a lawsuit, but that is a form of retaliation to deprive him of a job for that reason. Yep, we agree. It's a form of retaliation.
It is. We agree.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think I would have thought twice about letting him back into the house if he could gather evidence to make his case stronger. Like, dude, we can't put you in no position where you can like internally collect data to like strengthen your case against us. Please. Even though he named the Dolphins, the Broncos, and the Giants, he also asked for class action status and listed the other 29 NFL teams just in case somebody else wanted to join in. So
I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm gonna support that brother. I'm all about it. Mr. Flores, if you happen to ever see our video, you got two sisters over here who's like fighting for you, and we hoping that you get what you need, brother. All right. We all about that right there. Okay?
Can I tell you, when I read I don't have the lawsuit in front of me. Well, I probably do. I can pull it up. But when I read the first line, I was like, wait, this must be not real. Like, I actually thought that it was a fake you know how they have these these sites on like the internet where they'll put up like a fake lawsuit or a fake suit or something, like, because it started off with some bad words. So I said, this can't be the lawsuit, but that was the actual lawsuit. I really, when I read the first line, I thought it was fake because there was some profanity in there, because he actually posted like I think a text message from Bill Belichick. That was like the first line of the lawsuit. And so when I read it, I was like, this ain't the real lawsuit. This must be a fake thing site that says they have the lawsuit. And as I was reading, I was like, yo, they came out with that. Whoa, you know what I mean? They came out with some smoke when they filed that one. So.
It was hot and spicy.
yes. That was
And we here for it. We all here for the smoke.
We're here for it.
We want to see what happens after when the dust settles. We all about it. Okay. Yes. Brian Flores, we over here with you, and we hope that you get what you need, brother. We all about that. All right. We're gonna switch gears. Before we get into our breakfast this morning, can I just talk a little bit about the representative from Kentucky, Hal Rogers?
What he done did?
Girl,
what he done did?
He had the audacity, or the caucasity, I should say, putting his hand on a black woman, child. The black woman that we are speaking of, a high-ranking congresswoman, Joyce Beatty from Ohio, who is also the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. They were getting on a train, and it clearly states on the train, if you're hopping on the train, you need to have your mask on. She politely told her colleague, Mr. Hal Rogers, "Sir, can you put on your mask?" To which Hal Rogers had the caucasity to put his hand and poke her in the back and tell her to kiss his ass. Yes, he did. He did. Mm-hmm.
He did, huh? I don't think he knew who she was. I
feel like
he didn't know who she was. He thought that was some regular old black lady on the train.
Man, sir, but then that speaks volumes of who you are. It really does. Whether you knew or you didn't know, you're going to tell the black woman, someone who is dressed to the nines, looks respectable, and she don't even have to look respectable. But the point I'm trying to make is, you have somebody within the realm, in the area of.
I mean, you just don't supposed to put your hands on people.
You don't get to put your hands on somebody and tell them to kiss your ass. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Y'all can Google Representative Joyce Beatty from Ohio, and y'all can Google Representative Hal Rogers from Kentucky. But let me tell you, the black delegation came out in full force. A full-on blown press conference where Val Deming stood up in the Capitol and says, Hal Rogers will not get a pass from her. Okay? You don't get to put your hands on black women and tell them to kiss your patootie. Not today. So you can look that up. But just the reason I bring this up is it's the level of disrespect that black women consistently get in spaces that they are in, and no one feels the need to check these people. Like, no one feels the need to check these people. She had to go to the leaders of the Congressional House and say, hey, you know what? I want him to give me a public apology. I feel like she shouldn't even have to ask for a public apology. That should have been an apology right then and there. But she had to ask for an apology, to which he gave her one in secret. She said, no. Well, not her, but Nancy Pelosi was like, if you're going to, be disrespectful with a top official, a congressional person, your apology needs to be out there open to everybody too. To which he came out later and gave a public apology. But my thing is that the fact that he thought he had the right to put his hands on her and tell her to kiss his ass, that he felt nothing, and the level of disrespect.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that. You
shouldn't do that. A decent person wouldn't do that.
What?
But I really think he didn't know who she was. He thought it was going to be a regular person that he could have talked trash to on the train, and he was going to go on about his business, and nothing would have come of it. He didn't know it was going to go this far. And
that video of her saying, "You picked the right black woman today," and he sure did. He sure did. That's what we doing.
I had a friend of mine who used to say he picked the right wrong one.
Okay,
it's like you picked the right wrong one.
To me, it's just it's the audacity of it all. It's the fact that you thought you could do it and you
get away with it.
You can get away with it.
No consequence.
Like nobody can't say nothing to you that this is what we.
That's that privilege.
You don't get to put your hands on people and poke them and tell them to kiss your butt. You don't get to do that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Get that off my chest because when I saw it today, I said, "Oh no."
We're getting some YouTube comments, and someone was asking us about whether or not American football fans are as crazy as European football fans. But European football is not American football because usually when Europeans are talking about football, they're typically talking about soccer, and what they have that kind of look like football is usually rugby. And so they might be rough players too. So. It's possible that they're about to stay.
We do have fanatics, but we don't have fanatics that
not like some places where they like if they lose a soccer game, they kill the coach. like
that. We don't have that.
We don't have those kind of fanatics.
We do have car flippings.
We
do have building.
So I think you're talking about the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl and when their fans were doing that day. I don't know if all fans behave that way. Eagle fans are different, so I ain't trying to trash Philadelphia Eagle fans, but they're a little bit different. They was doing some wild stuff. Yes,
we've had that happen before. So yes, but we don't have it. We don't.
No. And they in Miami, like when the Heat wins, because that's the team that we've had that's been winning lately, right? Yes. I mean, they just bang pots and pans up and down the street.
No, but we did have a football game where there was a Super Bowl, and then there was cars being flipped all over the place. Can't remember what game that was, but that happens very few and far between. So that's not an issue we deal with on a regular basis. But we do not have crazy fanatics like the European football. We don't have that.
Yeah, sorry about that. My son's interrupting.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. But we do have, but it's not like It's not as though.
I don't think we're
crazy, and we don't have crazy.
No, there are some crazy fans, but I don't know. Like I said, they're not some crazy fans, but I don't know. Like I said, they're not killer coach crazy, but they.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Crazy. I mean, so there's.
Apparently, at the I think it was a 49ers Rams game, there was a person that was beaten unconscious, right? That's in a coma. That's actually beaten and they're in a coma, and it wasn't made public. The information came out afterwards. They're doing some sort of investigation to find out, and I do believe that they recently said that they did arrest somebody or some people that were involved in the beating of that fan. But yeah, so sometimes things happen, and I've been to games where folks fought, but like I said, they're not kill the coach crazy. They just a little crazy. Yes.
All right. Well, moving along. So Sandra, what's going on with your Florida Surgeon General? What's his problem?
Okay, so we're not gonna talk about Mr. Oladipo because he been lost his credibility with like all of us, you know.
He answer the question if he took the shot or not. What's the problem?
I mean, he ain't finna answer no questions. I mean, the man just not going. He just not. No. And I'm annoyed that you have hired him. So I'm a Gator. I'm a member of Gator Nation. I really don't understand why they employed that brother. But they did.
I did some research that the places he was working before, they had some issues with him.
I mean, and the issues could be that he's a non-traditionalist. I don't know the man well enough. I haven't studied well enough to figure out what's really going on with him.
They said he was in trouble,
but I don't think he managed to get the degrees that he got, and that he's stupid, right? Intellectually, I think he has sense, right? I mean, now has he made some choices to maybe move ahead or to get some sort of notoriety, whether it be negative or positive or something like that? He probably did that part, but. Yeah, I think intellectually, I think he has sense, but I think he's making those kind of decisions and saying those, saying the types of things that he's saying about COVID and are for reasons outside of what intellectually. He's not being intellectually honest, I think, about what he's saying. He's doing it for some other reason, political. I don't know what it is. I don't know him well enough to speak on it. I don't think he's a dumb man. I think he's calculated. Unfortunately, he's on the wrong side of this issue, as far as I'm concerned. But hey,
I say
we'll pass him.
Throw the whole.
I want him to be no more news.
The whole Surgeon General.
What are you doing?
Just throw it all away. Just throw the whole Surgeon General.
Just throw it out. Yeah.
Start all over. Scrap that and begin anew. Start fresh.
Mhm.
Something
Mhm.
different. Like, you got to get it together. So this morning,
Yes.
we had breakfast this morning with a candidate, and I'm hoping that she'll come on our show. And
So they call them listening sessions. So we participated in a listening session with
it was a listening. It was a roundtable listening session, right?
Yes.
Yes, it was a roundtable listening session. I thought it was a good roundtable listening session. And it was with Nikki Fried. And she is running for governor here in the state of Florida. She also has a primary that she has to get through because there's two other Democratic candidates who are running in her race. And she wanted to hear from us. She wanted to hear what our thoughts are, what we felt, and how she can be part of the people, pulse of the people. I thought it was a good session. I felt like she was taking notes. She was making sure, she heard what we were saying. So I'm interested to see what she does with that information as time goes up. I think the election is this year, 2022. Mm-hmm. As you know, DeSatan. Oh, I saw somebody wrote the Klansman. That was funny. Black people are so clever, aren't they?
I don't know if it's not, and not only Black people coming with those names now. We don't want to take. I think other people be coming up with stuff because Black people aren't the only ones that's annoyed with that guy. So
that's true, but it was
not the only one that's mad. He done offended some of everybody. So he's offended some of everybody. So this should not be like, no, Black people are the ones that don't like the he's offended enough of everybody.
The reason why I said that because it was on a Black person's post, so that's why I said
okay.
That was
okay. No, I'm not. I understand that, but I just needed to be clear that he's done enough to offend a whole bunch of folks that it should not only be Black people upset with him, and that it should not only be Black people that's trying to make sure he's not reelected.
Sure. Well, DeSatan got to go. So I'm at that point where I was back in 20. When was the 2019? 2019 was the election, or 2020 was it? 2020.
2020. His election was in 2018.
Okay. No.
DeSantis.
No, I'm saying Biden's election was 2018 also.
2020, yeah.
2020. I'm over there like I was in 2020. Like that. There's no way. Like he has to go. Like it's not even up for discussion. And if there's a pencil on the ballot, guess who's getting voted in the pencil? Okay. I can't take it. So it was refreshing to listen to someone else other than the governor with their thoughts and their ideas and their hope for Florida. So I'm hoping that we can get her on the show one of these days to have a conversation with her, give her the floor to kind of tell people, hey, this is why you should choose me. I thought the conversation went well. I thought that she was paying attention. So we'll just see how that goes. We have two other candidates who are running. And I'm a bit frustrated with one of the two that's running.
Only one of them, not both of them.
I don't know Miss Tadeo. I don't know her. I know of her, but I don't know her, and I just think that she's there.
You don't know enough to decide whether you should be frustrated.
There was no like chatter about her way prior to, so it's like she just got in just to be getting in. So I'm frustrated on that. But I'm really, really extremely frustrated with Chris. Like extremely frustrated.
But he has more name recognition than either the two of the ladies in the race. So he can very well say like, I'm the one that people know. I got more name recognition than both of y'all. I've done this job before. And
that's the problem. You've done the job before. Okay. Mm-hmm. Number one, you've done the job before, and we do have some information on how well and how not well you did your job. That's number one. Number two, when you were running, the people didn't choose you, and you decided to change your party to run anyway.
That's when he was running for the U.S. Senate seat, not the governor's seat.
It's still in the state of Florida, correct?
No, that was to go to DC. That's when he was running to go to
for the state of Florida. Is that correct?
Yeah, to represent the state of Florida, but he was trying to go to DC.
I understand that. But I'm saying the point I'm trying to make is that you still ran in this state and the people didn't choose you. And then you decided to change your party just so you can get in where you fit in.
So they didn't, he didn't make it out of the primary at the Democratic, he wasn't a Democratic nominee, Kendrick Meek was, but he thought he was a better candidate than Kendrick Meek. And I think a lot of people are there. So it's not that he didn't have a lot of support. People did agree with, so, I mean, he got, I think that he ended up getting like, I want to say like a third of the votes or something like that. I'm not sure. So he didn't do poorly, but yeah, he did decide to run as an independent, which I think prevented Meek from winning because Meek probably could have beat Scott. However, Scott did spend a lot of money. Scott had a whole bunch of money.
But
I think if he had endorsed Meek, Kendrick would have probably had a better chance of winning.
Okay, but so my issue with that is that even though he may have gotten a third of the vote, at the end of the day, they still chose someone else. And the people have spoken. At the end of the day, I think the things that bothers me about candidates is that you're a candidate and you're vying for votes from your constituents, from community people, from the people, and you're supposed to serve these people. But the fact to me is when you make moves like that, you move from one party to the next.
And he's been in all of them. He's been a Republican, he's been an independent, and now he's a Democrat.
And to me, for me as a voter, I'm taking it as, oh, so you're not accepting me, the fact that I have that you're not the person that I'm choosing this person, but you're going to circumvent me again and tell me that you if you haven't convinced me for me to pick you for that party, what makes you think you're going to convince me when you become an independent?
Because he did have some support. He did have support.
That's great. Support is great. But at the end of the day, the votes is what matters. Support is great.
Okay, I'm going to look. I think a lot of people voted for him, though. I'm going to look at it.
I just don't like the flip-flopping all over the place. That's my problem. You can't be
he's been an AG. He's had a lot of jobs in Florida politics. He's been attorney general. He was a rep for some area in Central Florida. That's a career politician right there. You know what I mean? Like how some people say they're not career politician. He's a career politician.
And career politicians, I have a problem with career politicians because at the end of the day, your job is to serve. You are a servant to the people, right? But being here, there, everywhere, all over the place or whatever, yes, you're serving the people, but the question is, are you really serving the people or are you serving yourself? Because at some point, what's important is consistency. And when I say consistency in a specific elected position, and you can still be effective and you do not have to be an elected official. You can still be on boards, advisory boards. You can still be part of the community process. You can be part of different, chambers of commerce. I mean, all those other things. You still can serve. You just don't have to be an elected official. You've done it. You've been successful in some areas. And it's now time for you to, hand the baton over. That's my issue. Miss Tadeo, I feel like she got in at the tail end, and in my opinion, you're just trying to be a distraction. I don't have anything ill to say against her, but I think that Miss Freed has been talking and been moving about consistently and specifically, and talked specifically against the governor and some of the quite some time. So
okay, so I got to make some corrections, right? Yes. So he actually ran against Marco Rubio in 2010, not Charlie Crist. I mean, not Rick Scott, Rick Scott, right? Because Rick Scott had a whole bunch of money. So no, it wasn't Rick Scott that he ran against. He actually ran in 2010 against it because he was supposed to be a potential presidential candidate. That was the Republican. Marco Rubio was the Republicans' response to Barack Obama because Barack won in 2008. So they figured, people are going younger, so they want a young, good-looking person. So they took Marco Rubio out of Miami-Dade County, made him a congressional candidate. But let me tell you, so Charlie Crist ran as an independent. He actually got more votes than Kendrick Meek. even though Kendrick Meek was the one that made it out of the Democratic primaries,
Mhm.
Charlie Crist got 29.7% of the votes, which is 1.6 million people as an independent. Kendrick Meek got 20% of the vote, which is 1.09 million people. So if I believe that if Charlie Crist had supported Kendrick Meek and brought his people over, he would have Meek would have won and Rubio would not have been a senator. But one of the reasons why he had decided to run as an independent, because he did have a lot of support. For whatever reason, he didn't make it out of the primaries, but he did have a lot of support. And when he in fact did run, and partly because he has a lot of name recognition, he actually did better than Meek did in that 2010 election. For some reason, I was thinking it was 2012, but it was 2010. And then in 2012, Chris became a Democrat, but he ran as an independent in 2010 against
And when was he
Rubio, not Rick Scott. My apologies for that.
And where was he? When was he a Republican?
Before 2010. I think he switched his party in 2010 to independent, but up until then he was a Republican.
Well, you all can make your decisions on how you feel about that. I'm just saying you flip-flopping all over the place for me, and that's too much for me, child. I want to get off the merry-go-round. I'm okay with not having being part of the Charlie Crist show. So that's just me.
Let me hold on a second. So that was 2010 against Marco Rubio. My bad. And it makes sense because I do remember Marco Rubio was a response to Barack Obama. They were trying to make him the next Barack.
They're cute or whatever.
Yeah, that was not gonna happen.
Okay. Well. All right. Well, so we are still looking at I think we are in week 3.
Yeah. So he's a Republican up until 2010.
Up until 2010. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in week 3, I believe, of the Florida legislature in session. So there's a lot of bills flying around. There's a lot of contention going on up in the Florida legislature. There's, the gay bill that's making headline news that the president had to make a comment about. I think the Florida governor has been.
I want to make another correction. So the reason why I thought he had run against Rick Scott was because he did run against Rick Scott in 2014 for governor. That's why I was like, I know there was an election with Chris and Scott. So he had ran for governor again in 2014. So he just be out here running. That's a career politician.
Mm-hmm. That's what that is.
All right, then. So now we're moving on to we're still talking politics, right? Because
we've cleared up.
That you want to address.
I'm glad you interjected and cleared up some things. So he ran as an independent and then took away most of the votes from Kendrick Meek, so allowed Marco Rubio to win. And now Marco Rubio's been.
I wonder if he lost the primary because I think he was still a Republican then. I think he lost the primaries to Marco Rubio. He lost the Republican primary to Marco Rubio and then decided to run as an independent.
Oh, that changes the whole dynamic now. So you was a Republican. Okay, so
yes, he was a Republican in 2010.
And so you lost to the young cat,
and then he ran as an independent.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it didn't work out for you in the independents, and you just became a Democrat after that.
Yes, that's what he did. But yeah, he ran against. He lost the primaries to Rubio.
So I guess it's whatever you could do to win, huh, brother? That's what we're doing.
He's a career politician.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to clarify.
Yeah. My apologies for that. And that's a part of the thing. He's been in so many elections. It's like, dude. And then once he lost the governorship, he ended up becoming a rep, a U.S. Rep for some area in Central Florida. He still ran for another job in government in politics. He's a career politician. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think at some point, career politicians.
Yeah. So it was he lost the primaries to Marco Rubio and then decided to run as an independent.
Stop being a career politician and do what's best for the people. That's what you need to stop doing. Yes. Stop doing that. Okay. Because that's that's just, yeah.
Yeah. And so in 2016, he ran for a congressional seat in District 13, and he beat an incumbent named David Jolly, and took over that seat. And so he went to Congress as a U.S. rep for a 2-year job in 2016.
He consistently.
David Jolly, I think, is he works with MSNBC. I think he's a consultant with like MSNBC. I think that's it. Yep, he is.
So are you saying that Charlie Crist has consistently ran for office every 2 years?
Every time there's an election, he's in it. He always in it. Yeah. And this guy actually works. David Jolly is one of those people that be on like MSNBC and stuff like that. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I know that name. But yeah. So yeah, he always running. He running for something every cycle. If he don't have a 4-year job that stops him from running in the 2-year middle mix, he running for something. Yeah. He always running for something.
I can't take it.
Hence the reason I can't with you, Charlie Crist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither. I can't rock with you, brother.
I can't rock with you. I can't rock with you.
Can't rock with you. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out for us. Okay. All right. So, like I said, we're like week 3 in the state legislature.
Did we talk about the school board already?
Oh no, we didn't talk about the school board.
Let's talk about the school board, because these bills, like.
Yeah, the bills are a lot. They're a lot.
The bills are a lot. They all over the place. They trying to mess with everybody's life. Y'all need to pay. I'm telling you, they going for all of it, right? They going for everything. They don't want you to do nothing to the police. They messing with gay people. They messing with black people. They messing with women. They messing with voting. They messing with abortion. They messing with every single thing. It's like they just all over the place doing all kind of stuff.
Why? And it's just so hateful.
Yeah, we ain't even gonna run those bill numbers now.
Man, like it's just that Republican legislator is so hateful. It's not even funny. It's just it's just hateful.
They doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. We're not even gonna call out no numbers because every group almost every group that has any I'm a member of the Dauphin Democrats, and they sent the email out, and I think it had like 15 bills that they're paying attention to this session, and it's like, oh my God, So listen, we ain't gonna talk about them, but it's way too many to break down.
But we will
call
tell
your people and find out what it is that they talking about, and tell them like, y'all need to just leave that alone, because they out there just wreaking havoc.
But one bill that you need to be concerned about, that everybody should be concerned about.
We should be concerned about everything they trying to do over there, because ain't none of it nice.
None of it. Okay.
None
but
nice.
The one that really struck me is the one that has the one that we can bring up amendments to our Constitution, and it has to come from the people, and we got to vote on it. We get a 60% vote or whatever. Anyway, they trying to limit our voices. They basically saying.
But the thing about it is that even though that's there, they don't do it anyway, right? Because remember Amendment 4, where they was like giving felons the right to vote. The people voted for that over 60%. They said, and then the governor was like, I don't like it, and he's been attacking it ever since. So
ever since, but they're attacking the way that the process goes, and so
right. And but the way you handle that is you vote those folks out of office, right? And then one of the things that came out of our listening session today was that, and that why will be important to have another person in the governor's office is that, they can veto some of this foolishness that they send to put on a desk to be signed, right? And then the other thing that a lot of times people aren't paying attention to is, even though the bills come out of the legislator, the governor is giving them ideas on what type of bills to put forward. And that ain't even how that's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, them people are supposed to do what they're, represent their constituents and their district and do things that's good for the people of Florida. But no, half of the crazy bills that are in the legislature, they were ideas of the governor. He, because it's both the Senate and the House in Florida is Republican, he gets some wild idea in his mind, and he go find one of them to go sponsor the bill with the wild idea. So in order to deal with that part of it is that you need to put somebody else in the governor's office, because they should not be involved like that to the point where they're recommending legislation to legislators. Like, Come on.
All I got to tell you, all I have to say is this governor don't care nothing about nobody else but
himself.
Himself and his agenda. He don't care.
He wants to run for president in 24. So I don't know. I can't remember who his lieutenant governor is. So he ain't gonna stay here for 4 years anyway. He's not gonna stay. Listen, unless he changes to resign to run. Unless he changes to resign to run, because he's gonna run for president. If he loses, he'll come back and be the governor. So if the resign to run doesn't apply to him, he's not gonna be the governor past 24.
And let me tell you something, and he definitely gonna be running for president because him and his homie, they at odds now, honey. Okay.
Yeah. So I wonder if he's gonna change resign to run so he could like run for president and keep his job as the governor of the state of Florida.
You see the foolery. They jump and they put these things to thing or whatever, and they don't realize how that affects them.
There's no vision in it. There's no vision. They always thinking they hurting somebody.
You gonna try to hurt other people so you can
hurt yourself,
and you messing your own self up. Just a whole clown. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. So let's go to the Broward County School Board Superintendent debauchery. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say is debauchery. Anyway, they came down to 2 finalists, both of whom I do not approve of.
They should have started over.
They should have scrapped the whole thing. You know where they messed up at? They messed up when they said that the interim couldn't get the job.
No, they messed up when they let the interim apply for the job.
Well, that's my point. That's what I was saying. They messed up and said the interim couldn't, whoever the interim was, they couldn't get the job. That's what they said in the beginning. Do you remember that?
Right. So, but no, but that's normal. That's okay. The problem is that they allowed they changed the rule and allowed the interim to apply for the job.
That's what I was getting to.
Okay, yeah, because the way I heard the way you said it, it was kind of like had they not said that, maybe other people would have applied to be the interim in order for them to get the job as a permanent job. But no, so that rule's okay. It's the rule of letting that person apply. That's the problem.
You have a rule and then you change it. Mm-hmm. But then when you change the rule, you have effectively those who came for the interim position then now don't even get to part like.
No, well, I mean, a lot of them didn't reapply, and then I think it will be tricky for someone who works there to apply for the job too, because they don't know what's going to happen. Like, what if the interim gets it as a permanent, and then she mad that that somebody applied. I mean, that whole thing was Lord. That was just nope, disappointed.
I looked at both videos when they were interviewing them. They both were like.
No, and I watched their interviews too. I didn't watch what they did last night, but I watched the interviews, and I'm like.
And my thing is the agency that. So, full disclosure, the agency that they use reached out to a few of stakeholders, which is parents, teachers, whatever, right? And they all put us in a group because I was part of that. Because I sent an email saying, hey, I want to be part of this, and they wanted to get some feedback, right? So, in the group that I was in, I had 8 people. Myself and another woman were the only Black ones there, and the rest were white or whatever. And every single person.
2 out of 8 ain't bad. That's 25%.
2 out of 8 2 out of 8 ain't bad, but the interim shouldn't have the opportunity to be part of the search process. It's not fair.
Or the search process, or to be a candidate for the job.
We didn't want her to be part of the candidate. We didn't want her to be a candidate. She shouldn't be part of it. She shouldn't even be considered or anything like that. And that was the group. The group consensus was, we don't think it's fair that she's even in the, she shouldn't even be considered at all. Because if you're going to do it, you need to do it fresh. And then we did ask, where do you get your pool from? Who are you going to be looking for? Are you staying in state or are you going out of state? Like, how is this process going to be? The answer was, we look everywhere in every state. We looked. That's what they said.
I mean, that's what they said. But if that's the best y'all could do, please, they should not get paid for that search. They should not get paid.
All I'm saying is that's what they had said.
And the taxpayers in Broward County, they should be mad that somebody paid them to come up with that list of candidates.
When I saw the email come through and she was a finalist and whatever, and I was like, well, to me, I was like, this don't even make no sense. Because to me, they're gonna pick her. So my thing is that what was the purpose of paying this company to come and do a national search for you?
That was not
only give it to the interim superintendent. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
An interim superintendent that had a vote of no confidence in Wisconsin from her previous employer. Then you had a finalist who's all about aviation. You don't have no.
He wasn't all about aviation. He was like an organizational person. So
when I read his bio, it was all about aviation.
Lord.
I saw. Okay. But you brought someone outside to refer the school board member told somebody else to refer him in an email, and then sent the email out and didn't even take the part out where she had asked the person to do it. I'm just saying. Okay, so I don't know, man. I don't know, but I don't like it. I don't like it either. I don't like it. However, I will say, and this is my opinion and my opinion only, not the opinions of Sandra Sheffer, attorney at law. I will say, if I had to pick two of the lesser evil, I would pick her. That's just me. That's it. That's all I got.
I can't pick none of them. I be like, y'all got to start over, which they can do.
They can do it. They can.
Or remember when we had the interview with Osgood, she said they could have appointed somebody. So they didn't have to remember. She did. She said, well, we could just appoint somebody, or they could have just appointed her because the board has the authority to do that. I do remember. I'm very sure she said that, right? But they could have just appointed someone. So if they could have decided that, you know what, y'all ain't no good, and they could have appointed somebody else.
Oh my God, you did say that.
She did say that. They could have appointed somebody else. So they didn't have to pick either one of them. So I'm not even going to say that I'm going to pick the lesser of the two evil, considering there was a third choice that they could have picked somebody else. They could have appointed somebody else.
Completely forgot about that. You're right. She did say that they could have appointed someone.
She said they could have did that, and that's what they should have did, because that's crazy.
That's true.
Because now if they try to get rid of her, they're going to have to pay her too. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get into some contract with this woman, paying her money she's, shouldn't get.
And the death DeSantis, the Satan, is sitting there trying to cut school board member salaries.
Yeah, that's another thing that they're doing.
I'm telling you,
Lex Vision.
Florida's going to hell in a handbasket, girl. We on fire. We on fire.
Y'all can put out the flames though.
You
make
sure
the right choices in August 2022.
Listen,
you can stop putting out the flame and move into the direction. Move in the right direction.
Anything else on this show? What you gonna know is that you have the power to remove, and place. All right. Yes, your vote does count. If you look at the congressional race, that was a 5-vote difference. Okay. If you look at the Andrew Gilliam race, there was a 35,000 vote difference,
which was like it was like what, a 0.125% or something. It was a very small percentage. It triggered an automatic manual recount.
Automatically.
Manual recount, not even a machine recount, automatic manual recount. So
I'm telling you, people, don't let people tell you your vote don't count.
It does. That's why they're trying so hard to mess with it.
I'm telling you, you think that voter suppression bill that they did, that voter, that the SB 90, whatever, you think they voted that because they just wanted to vote that willy-nilly? They know.
They know.
Y'all come with the fire. They know. If you don't learn anything from this channel, just learn that your vote counts. That is your superpower. You don't give that to nobody. You go to the polls, you vote these people out, because you can't cheat votes, right? I mean, you can technically. Maybe if they try. But I'm saying,
let the former president say they rigging machines and stuff.
Not true. Oh, you see the company that they were trying to say that the rigging machines, they were coming. They came for they filed a lawsuit
for $1 billion.
They weren't playing. They wasn't playing with y'all.
Y'all out here talk. Y'all the one lying out here calling us liars. We're not with all this projection on your part. So y'all the ones that was looking for bamboo in the paper.
Okay, bamboo in the paper. You remember
looking for bamboo in the paper in Arizona?
You all
just months and still ain't found no bamboo in the paper.
Hello, y'all played.
When I heard that, I was like, "This got to be a joke." That man did not say that they was looking for bamboo in the paper.
That breed of Republican that was birthed out of that Trump era, child. I don't even recognize them people. Like I don't.
They don't recognize themselves. And then the crazy thing was like they went down that Trump road, and it's like, how you gonna come back from that? You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to come back from that. Your friends gonna be like, what?
Nigga, but some of them had to pay with their freedom, child.
What?
Some of them had to pay with their freedom. They were like, oh, so we got to go to jail.
To jail?
Yes.
I'm gonna be a felon.
Yep. Yeah. I got a record. Yes.
Some of them people, they went all in on the okie doke, and coming back from that is.
Well, Mitch McConnell came and said, "Listen, I don't know what about the other Republicans, but that January 6th."
Oh, so it wasn't legitimate political discourse.
No,
January 6th was not legitimate political discourse, as the GOP said.
No. Mitch McConnell said he denounced what happened on January 6th. He's like, I ain't playing with y'all.
The rest of them says legitimate political discourse.
Okay. Oh, it's legitimate political discourse to come and put pieces on the walls of the people's wall and mess up people's table and try to kill the vice president and
bust out windows and hurt cops and stuff. Yep, legitimate political discourse.
And then 2, 3. How many police officers died as a result of January 6th?
Well, I think it's up to like 5, but a couple of them committed suicide.
But as a result of Januy 6th.
I mean, as a result of the PTSD they might have gotten as a result of
January 6th, 5 officers have died. Okay, but that was legitimate political discourse.
Yes, I think that's the word they use. Let me make sure, because I had to look it up earlier. I know it's something about political discourse.
Listen, y'all, what y'all need to know, if you don't hear nothing else, you have the right to vote. Vote. If you haven't registered, I implore you to register today. Okay. 2022 is here. That primary is around the corner.
Yes, it was legitimate political discourse. That's the word they use. Yes, ma'am.
5 officers died. Okay. That whole house was destroyed. Well, not all of it, but most of it was destroyed. Cost taxpayers millions of dollars to fix it. But I digress.
So Mitch McConnell came out because when the Republican, the GOP was referring to January 6th as legitimate political discourse, they end up censuring Liz Cheney and Kinzinger, right? They censured 2 members of the House.
Yeah.
And so I think Mitch McConnell got a call from Dick Cheney. And that's why he said, listen, I don't need no Dick Cheney smoke. So he gonna come out here and be like, I don't know what they doing over there in the House, but we don't agree. But yes. So yeah, they had censured Liz Cheney and
I don't know. I don't know if these new people, I don't understand. I don't know if these new Republicans understand that the Cheney
Dick Cheney ain't nothing to play with.
Girl.
I think Dick called Mitch and was like, y'all out here censoring my daughter. He said, listen, I let y'all get away with some stuff, but y'all gonna need to back up off her.
This is the same Dick Cheney that shot somebody in the face and kept it moving.
And be like, why y'all talking about old stuff?
Y'all don't understand.
And then I remember one time Dick Cheney was doing some interview, right? And they was talking about like people dying during the war. That man said, so? Listen, he said, I was like, dude, do you realize you just said so on TV? And I think it was during the VP debates or whatever. He was sitting there like during the debates, he was just kind of like, all right, like what y'all talking to me about wood? You know what I'm saying? And it was something they asked, and that man said, so? I was like, he just said so. He said so.
Old savage.
I think Dick Cheney called Mitch McConnell. Like, listen, y'all, I don't know that for a fact. This part right here is speculation on my part. I just suspect Mitch McConnell got a phone call. Because him and them GOP people out here messing with Dick Cheney's daughter, and Dick Cheney about that life.
So. He more than about that life. Okay. So y'all continue messing with her daughter and see what happens to you.
Leave that girl alone, y'all. I'm calling nonsense legitimate political discourse, because that's disingenuous.
Listen, that breed of Republicans that came out in this Trump era, child, y'all not working.
They are literally rewriting history in real time. I'm like, can't y'all just rewrite it 20 years ago where some people might have forgot what happened? Y'all trying to make us act like we didn't see what we saw. That is amazing to me. That is absolutely amazing to me that they are right here rewriting history as it's happening. I'm like, we were there. We saw this. Like, what are you talking about? It ain't even like there's no distance. This memory is ain't nobody memory faded yet, and y'all out here trying to rewrite the story. Like, what? I mean, the one on last year was calling it just a regular day. The people was on a tour. You wouldn't even know, and now you want to call it legitimate political discourse. Okay.
And then you have the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene talk about why are the people on January 6th being persecuted? Why can't you lead
those? They're not being persecuted. They are being prosecuted for the crimes that they committed.
Persecuted, and why are they being jailed? Being
prosecuted. That's PRO for the crimes that they committed. Okay,
persecuted.
There's no PER happening here. There's a PRO happening here.
She said, "Why are people being persecuted? Damn it!"
No, they being prosecuted. I mean, she ain't the brightest person, so maybe she don't know the difference.
Child, I cannot.
All right, y'all. All right.
We
didn't get to tell Nikki was that we need her to find out what happened to the lotto money. Why?
We gotta ask about that. But is
that what she was talking about? Was that because she was talking about the Sandusky fund and the housing stuff and how they mismanaging that money. But
she talked about weed too. She talked about weed too. I told her I want me a dispensary, and I'd like to get on the dispensary train.
Yeah, man.
I need me some weed money.
We don't need y'all to send the weed profits to the community. No, we need people in the community to participate in getting them weed profits.
Yeah, okay? That's what I told her. I said,
need y'all sending us some of that to try to make the community better. No. Let us make them coins. Hey,
we want to make them coins on our own.
People were like the best hustlers in the first place. Like we kind of made we made the game,
Listen. Listen, you right. We want to be part of the process.
Part of the business
money. We want to make our own weed money. We want our own dispensary.
We want to be on the business side. We don't need y'all deciding how much y'all
money. We want to do it ourselves.
We don't need y'all giving us. We do not need you guys giving us no percentage. At least y'all dictating how much y'all want to send back to the community to make the community better. No. We need to earn some of that. Enough brothers went to prison selling weed, right? That it should not only be other folks getting rich off that, right? So
let me tell you something.
We need to make that weed money too.
We're not gonna be reinventing no wheel. We know exactly how to make that happen.
Hey, listen,
we can work that. Okay, we have
an entrepreneurial spirit, and most of those brothers, they had to get an entrepreneurial spirit because you know what, they couldn't get no jobs, right?
You're gonna talk about
it. They had to go create their own businesses, whether it be a barbershop, a landscaping service, whatever. So they had to get real entrepreneurial in order for them to be able to support their families in themselves. So they know how to manage weed businesses. So nobody don't need you to send back no percentage of the profits that's made from the tax on the weed. No. We need to get into the weed business.
We want to get into the weed business. All we need to do.
We don't want to. We need to get into the weed business. There ain't no want. This is an absolute need.
There's too many of our brothers and sisters rotting in jail over the weed business.
Or got their
they don't make no sense for why
they got their futures derailed because of weed, and now everybody else getting rich.
No, and everybody except for us getting rich. No. So that's not that. So we made it clear to her today, like y'all can't have all that money. You're gonna have to make that.
I just made it clear that I don't need y'all deciding what percentages y'all want to send back to the community.
I want one by myself.
And all that.
I need your percentage. I just point me.
Let me run my business. Let me run my business.
I can do it myself. Point me in the right
direction. Run my business.
Make it happen, okay? Because we all about that weed money.
Yes.
We want our weed money. That's all we talking about. We
want our that business.
We dictate how that go. Okay, so you can't be making money off of something that we sitting there, we struggling to get up out of. No, that ain't gonna work.
You make that clear to the community. Nah, dog, we need business.
We made that clear.
No, because black people work, so we don't need y'all to send us no money. Nah, just let us get into that work too.
Let's get it. Yeah,
let's get in that work.
We all about that, child. And mind you, they scared. They don't want us to get in it because we do it better. We'll do it better, 10 times better. Just like how that the senator from Arizona with her disrespectful ass. Oh, sorry, with her disrespectful talking about something. I would be willing to vote for an exceptional.
Oh no, that wasn't Arizona. That was Alaska.
Oh, that was Alaska. I'm sorry, Alaska. My bad.
No, that's okay. I've been making mistakes and having to correct myself today too. Alaska.
Alaska. Yeah, the senator from Alaska. Look her up, honey. She had the audacity, okay, the caucasity to say that she's willing to vote an exceptional Black Supreme Court justice. She said
so the Black woman needs to be exceptional.
She said exceptional 3 times.
And the rest of them could be mediocre, but the Black woman needs to be exceptional. Not that she's not already exceptional for the fact that she's being considered for that you already got to be exceptional to even just be there. Right? But they got to add some extra exceptional.
You don't even have to explain that. You don't even have to explain that. My thing is all the women being considered can make circles around Amy Coney Barrett.
They're already exceptional. They ain't get there being mediocre.
No, here's my thing.
Ain't no way. They did not get on that list being mediocre.
We can't be mediocre. And
get on that list.
We are extraordinary, and you want us to be exceptional too? Like what? I mean, what are you talking about?
They're already exceptional and extraordinary. It's just that's just a whole level of disrespect. I mean, to just be on that list, you already had to be all of those things and then some, right? And then you go try to add some more stuff to that. But she can line up whoever she wants to. Go get your white dude and line him up to any one of those sisters, and I assure you, he ain't even gonna stack up.
Okay. Let me tell you something. All I know is what you not gonna do is reduce us. Lisa Murkowski, that's her name. Yes, Lisa Murkowski, who is the Republican senator for Alaska. What you not gonna do is reduce Black women to mediocrity. Just because you mediocre don't mean we got to be exceptional.
The rest of them, most of the white boys that's on that bench is mediocre.
Okay,
we'll talk about them
at best. And you talking about she got to be exceptional? She already exceptional. The fact that she even gracing, the fact that any of them women are gracing the presence of our TV channels, and you have the audacity to say exceptional 3 times in your little speech, ma'am. With your mediocrity, with your mediocre self over there in Alaska. Figure that out, sis. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that. And we don't jump on you, pounce on you like white on rice. You don't get to say that. All right? These women are beyond exceptional. As a matter of fact, I was saying last week, I'm mad that we can only pick one. Tell you that right now, because I'm saying you add 3 more or 4 more of those beautiful women on the Supreme Court. I bet you we have this United States walking SS right like
I don't need them bringing no female version of Clarence Thomas on that bench either. So,
well, I from the ones that I saw, that I didn't find no female version of Clarence Thomas.
They just best to not do that.
That's all I'm saying. Just listen. But Miss Lisa, I hope
her name is Murkowski.
Whatever, Murkowski, Markowitz, whatever. I'm a butcher it because you don't get to say she got to be exceptional.
Exceptional, right? Please.
No,
disrespect.
No. She's already exceptional. Okay, whoever they choose will be exceptional. Brighton damn feisty, child. Let me just get up off of that. All right, so guys, we are going
to say about her too. Hold on.
We will try to get Nikki Fried on the show to talk to her, but we have a couple of candidates that are coming up soon for election. March 8th is the District 33 race that is going on. You have Dr. Rosalynn Osgood, who's the Democratic nominee, and then you have Joseph Carter, who is the Republican nominee. Well, not the nominee, but he's just a Republican running.
All right, so let's talk. So I wanted to say something about Murkowski, but I wanted to make sure. So she actually became, because her daddy was a senator from Alaska before, right? And she got appointed to her dad's Senate seat when he resigned.
Oh, so the mediocrity runs deep. So
maybe that's the nepotism or something. Yeah, so that's right. So when she first went into the Senate, she didn't even run. She got appointed because her daddy was a senator from Alaska. And she out here trying to tell people they need to be exceptional. And all she had to do was be somebody's daughter. But okay, I just wanted to make sure before I said it. Okay.
Hey,
I remember it was somebody. I thought it was her husband. I was like, she got her job based on somebody else. I thought it was her husband, but it's the daddy. So she got
mediocrity for me.
Yeah, and she out here talking about somebody need to be exceptional, but she out here got her gig because of her daggone daddy.
Get appointed by your daddy.
Her daddy resigned, and then her daddy knew everybody, so she gets her job because of her daddy. But she out here telling black women they need to be exceptional.
The mediocrity of it all. The mediocrity, but black women got to be exceptional.
They got to be exceptional, but you get your job because of your daddy.
Really, that's what we doing, sis.
That's what we doing.
Oh, okay,
that's what we doing. Yeah, okay. I knew it was something. I was like, was it a husband or somebody? So, but I had to double check and confirm the facts. Yeah, so she wants somebody to be exceptional, but she gets her job because of her daddy, and Lisa, then she trying to set some standard that she can't even meet. But okay.
Lisa, I'd like for you to go have several seats.
Yeah, just go sit down, lady.
Go sit down. Please. Don't say nothing else. Like, don't talk about nobody else because your record is mediocre at best.
Girl.
Okay, ma'am.
We don't even know if you're mediocre because you got your job because of your daddy.
Exceptional about your reign at all.
Because you got your job because of your daddy. So ain't nobody know if you're exceptional, mediocre, or what, because we don't know. You riding on your daddy coattail, girl.
You sure is. What is Lisa about? What is Lisa
talking about? People who really got experience, okay?
Lisa, what you bring to the table, girl? Because you took over for your daddy.
Last name.
What you bring to the table, honey? What do you bring?
Last name. I don't think she even took her. Because wait, I don't even think she took her husband last name. Wait, she has. Yeah, she didn't take her husband last name because that daddy name worth more.
But black women need to be exceptional.
But black women need to be exceptional, sis. You out here, you won't even take the man the man you married last name. Been married to the man. How long she been married to the man since 1987.
Ma'am,
he's like, I'm not giving up my daddy name, sir, because my daddy name means something. So your daddy get you ascendancy, but you out here trying to tell black women they need to be exceptional. Shut up.
But black women need to be exceptional, and you ain't had to do nothing. Okay.
Just be your daddy daughter. Okay. Girl, bye. All right. I just needed to. I knew it was something with it. I thought it was a husband, but ain't not even a husband. She won't even take the man's last name because her daddy name takes her further.
Lisa, I'm gonna need you to go have several seats.
All the nepotism. Girl, shut up. Tell black women they gotta be exceptional.
Don't.
I want you to be exceptional too. And if you were if the standard was for you to be exceptional, chick, you was not gonna have no job. All right. You would not be no senator from the state of Alaska.
Well, she went to law school.
All right, how are we gonna wrap this up?
She went to law school.
I don't want to get it done. So now you about to make me try to get a little elitist because I was gonna talk about rankings of law schools. Okay, so you know what I mean. I don't know. She went to a 5th tier law school, so her daddy probably got her in there too.
Meta University.
Her daddy probably got her in that one too. Okay, so please. All right, so don't let me do that because I don't want to drop no academic names around here to act like you know what I'm saying, but girl,
ma'am, you're supposed to be 64. You look good. Okay.
No, we don't. We're not gonna do the ageism stuff. You know, she wanted to talk about exceptional, so we're gonna stick to the credentials. We ain't gonna get into her looks.
The credentials.
We're gonna get into your credentials since you want everybody else to be exceptional. You're in your 5th tier law school, but you out here telling somebody they should be exceptional. Shut up. But okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So, ma'am, what we're gonna ask you to do, Lisa, is not talk on black women and black women Supreme Court justice.
And stop suggesting that black women are not already exceptional, extraordinary, and all that.
Okay, you need to stop doing that because your record don't look all that.
No, you riding on your daddy coattails, homegirl.
You ain't got no
don't talk about nobody
who
ain't need their daddies to do all that.
Ma'am, okay? Ma'am, at least I'm gonna have to ask you to have several seats. Please don't do that again. Okay, you've been tapped. Don't do that again. All right,
no, ma'am.
And watch the black women.
You don't get to get your gig because of your daddy. Then you try to tell somebody else what they got to go do. Okay.
I'm just saying, that don't look nice. Child, your whole daddy got you your job, girl.
Your whole daddy, girl, and you won't even take your husband's name.
Okay,
because your daddy out here setting you up.
And the black women that are being considered work.
They don't have that story. They work. They don't have that story.
They didn't have nobody.
They actually had to get on the federal bench and make decisions on cases.
No daddies, no mamas, no auntie, no cousin. They just got there on their own. Racists. Okay, you've been tapped. Don't do that again. All right. So how we gonna wrap this up, sis?
Especially when your record ain't nothing. You don't say nothing. All right.
It leaves nothing to be desired. Nothing.
All right. So Derek Campbell, you over there in Tallahassee? You
Yes.
still finding out what's up with that lotto money for these schools?
Yeah, find out what's going on with the lotto money.
Because apparently there's some schools in Broward County that they can't build back or they can't fix because there ain't no money. So I need you to figure out how you're gonna get some money.
Well, you know what? Since they've instituted this new superintendent, where Miss Cartwright, where the money at? What you doing?
Miss Cartwright ain't finna spend no money on no black schools. Don't get it twisted. I saw her interview. Y'all wasn't if y'all must not have been listening. That lady ain't about to do jack for nobody black, okay? So play with it if you want to. If you was listening to what she was saying, that lady ain't about to do jack for nobody black, so don't allow her. So Daryl, we need you to go ahead and figure out how you're gonna get this money to Broward County so these schools can get built and these students in these black schools can get the services and the things that they need. All right.
We want to shout out some other people: Dottie Joseph, Chevron Jones, Marie Woodson.
Dottie's in Dade.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Marie Woodson. Everybody in Broward. Find out where that lotto money at so we can get some money back towards these.
Get the money to the county, because
just saying. All right.
That's
all right. So listen, next
and make sure it's specifically for that, not for no other stuff.
That's right.
For the black schools, not all the schools. We needed to go specifically to schools in the 33311.
There we go.
I'm done.
There's some other zip codes. We'll find them and we'll bring those for you next week.
All right, don't find out the rest of those zip codes.
For that lot of money. So listen, people, make sure you guys pay attention to these local elections. We do have an election coming up March 8th with Dr. Rosalind Osgood for District 33, is it Joseph Carter?
Joseph Carter, yeah.
Joseph Carter. We've interviewed both candidates, and you can see that on our channel. And that's happening March 8th. And then we go into full-blown midterm election season. Primary start.
It's going on right now. It's going on right now.
Yeah, because the Satan is out here campaigning. So it is going on right now. Pay attention to
it.
She said we don't even want the two.
No, we don't want it.
We don't even want the two, honey. We don't even want the two.
You can go now.
We want zilch.
Why don't you just go now and spend your time campaigning? Go take that $70 million that they gave you to run for governor and just use that towards your presidential campaign. Just go ahead and go now, sir.
Start creating your personal.
Go start doing some other stuff. Go get your name recognition in the other 49 states and leave us alone.
Okay, if 45 doesn't get indicted, you're gonna need that money.
There's no way in the world they're gonna let 45 run for president again. Listen, there's a story that came out last week that the man used to tear up paper, right? And they used to have to put him in a burn bag because they didn't want nobody to know what was on them papers that this dude had. You know what I'm saying? So listen, you can't let that man back in the White House. No. You can't let him back in there. He doesn't even get White House briefings now because they don't trust him with the information. How you gonna go let this dude be president again? So y'all, please, people, come on. They was out there burning bags of paper that came out of his office because they want nobody to see what they. Usually they scan them, put them in the whatever. They're like, nah, dog. We just go put it in the incinerator.
We don't know how bad it is. So we just gonna burn it so nobody knows.
Just burn it, put it in the burn bag. And the person that's like, damn, they got me working overtime every time I turn around. I gotta burn some stuff. That person probably ain't burned that. They probably did not burn that much paper in the White House since the White House was built. Okay.
The question becomes, where they do that at? Huh?
So y'all can't let that man back in the White House. So forget that. That's please.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. We're gonna go because we're trying to work on bringing our time down. We've been here like an hour and 20 minutes. Yes. We're gonna try to bring our time down. We can't keep doing this because y'all don't be watching. So we gotta.
No, they watch.
Y'all don't stay watching. So we gotta make sure we bring this down.
Interesting. They stay watch because I could even watch myself talk for another hour.
Anyway. All right,
listen. Interesting, okay.
Okay, listen. Do you have a book? Do you have a book for the week this time, sis?
Do I have a book for the week?
I know you got books on top of your head. Tell them. Give us a good one for this time that we.
Which one? Okay. Wait, I don't have it's not on this phone. Hold on a second. There was one that
whoever's on YouTube and they're labeled as none says, I heard since Trump says he won the election that he cannot run for a third term. The man lost his mind.
Right? Okay? I mean, I guess he kind of president now, so even though he's not doing the presidenting thing, he's actually the president.
he's the quasi. Okay,
that's funny. I like that one.
He let Biden do his thing, but he gonna sit in the cut and be president. So he can't run a third term. See,
he cannot run for a third.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Yo, that's a good one. I appreciate that.
I like that. That was funny. Yeah, you're right. He said that he can't run because
So you had a book that you was gonna shout out last week. Just go ahead and shout out your book because I have a couple here, but I don't know which one I want to go with. So do you still have the one that you were gonna shout out?
It's not in front of me, so I can't shout it out.
It's not in front of you. All right. So I'm just gonna say. So the last one I listened to was a book by Ibram Kendi, right? And it's called Stamped from the Beginning. So it's like a historical book on American history. That's the stuff that they don't want y'all to learn in school. So kind of teach yourself, and they definitely don't want you to teach your children. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Stamped from the Beginning.
What's the author's
name again? Ibram X, then hit IBRAM, middle initial X, last name Kendi, Kendi. I think he's a professor at Temple University or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's at Temple. Let me make sure.
It's called Stay Up from the Beginning, author Ibram X. Kendi.
I think where's he at? Yeah, he went to school at Temple. Where's he teaching now though? It says Boston University.
Boston University.
He's at Boston. Okay, but he went to Temple. He got his PhD from Temple.
All right. So Staying Up from the Beginning. These are the books. Probably
that's actually not the book. That's not the one he had. That's one of his book too, but it's stamped. It's stamped from the beginning. Stamped. STAMPED. Stamped from the beginning. Mm-hmm.
The beginning. Okay.
He went to Temple and he teaches at Boston. I knew he has PhD from Temple. He's a Rattler FAMU undergrad, so some of the FAMU people may know him.
Okay.
And he actually changed his name. That's not his birth name. That's his chosen name.
Okay. That's his chosen. Stamped from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So we like to give you guys some things to read and look, since they're trying to attack critical race theory and all that and other stuff, critical race theory that's not really in schools, but they want to make it look like it's in schools. They're trying to distract you. Anywho, can't nobody stop you from learning on your own. Can't nobody stop you from reading things by yourselves. And can't nobody stop you from getting together with other like-minded people and bringing that knowledge together to other people. So can't nobody stop you from doing that. So we will continue to give out some of the books we've read. I'm currently reading the 1619 Project. I think Sandra already had read that. Very good book.
So I listened to it. I'm an Audible person.
You're an Audible person. I think
I'm all in the audiobooks, man.
You're getting the same information, sis.
Yeah.
We getting the knowledge by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. All right. So it's important that you all take the time out. If you can't read, do Audible like Sandra does, and it works.
Be in the car, wherever, sitting around listening.
Work on your way back to work. You know what I'm saying? On your lunch break. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, get that together. Next week we'll talk about is it the $100 Million Man on Spotify? We'll talk about him next week.
Oh, Joe Rogan. Yeah.
We'll talk about him next week.
Talk about him again. He was in Planet of the Apes, I heard.
No.
Not the movie.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that next week. Yeah, because we
gotta get that video. We're gonna put that video up and play it.
We're gonna put the video.
If they don't scrub it from the internet before we get to it. So,
you sent it to me. You want me to play it now? No, I'm gonna just stop.
No, because you would have to because it's a 60-minute video that I sent you, so you would actually have to find the spot where it is.
No, the one you sent me is 24 minutes, and it shows you this. That's the one with
the 24 seconds. I only sent you that one clip or the whole thing. I thought I sent you the whole.
You sent me the one with Trevor Noah, and it's only 24 minutes of that clip.
The 24 seconds of that clip?
I'm sorry. You sent me the one with Trevor Noah, which was 24 minutes, and he put the clip in it, just a small clip.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but you have to know where that. Do you know where that part of it is? Because it's a long video. I sent you a long video.
I know where it is.
So you would have to find that clip. Okay, all right. So play it.
I'll play. Oh, you want me to do it now?
Play it right now, and then we're gonna show the video. And be like, so next week, like just go ahead and tease it. Play it. If you know what it's at.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Play it, and then we'll talk about this is for next week.
Okay. Well, we'll get it. Let me cue it up before I put it on there. And then
I didn't know where it was in the video, so that's why. But if you know where it's at,
well, you all you have to do is get to the part, because you can show I know what it looks like when he's doing it. You send it to me via Instagram or Facebook.
It was on IG. I saw it on IG.
Instagram. Okay. Child. You know we text so much. There's so much information on here. Oh, good grief. Let me see if I think I found it. Here it is.
These are a lot of schools.
Child. You know what, Sandra? I think they took it off the internet.
Okay. I ain't surprised. I'm not surprised. Because they got India Irie talking about he ain't no racist. They have her. I don't know if she's backtracking.
She came out and said, "Well, and I don't understand that. Like, why? What are we doing? Like, you brought it up in the first place. I'm confused.
Yeah, they threatening her money. They, shoot.
Oh, they threatening her money.
I'm sure they threatened. I should. Okay, I suspect they had a stern conversation with her, and they're like, "We need you to say he ain't no racist, even though he said racist stuff."
I can't.
Yes. They're like, yo, don't be calling him no racist. He might have said some racist stuff, but he ain't no racist. And we need you to say it since you're the one that started it.
They look like they scrubbed it because it's not here.
It's not. I don't blame. Hey, listen, I ain't surprised.
All right,
people.
All right. Well, listen, we're still in a pandemic. I was gonna say a curse word, but I can't say it. We're still in a pandemic. So don't forget what you heard about other people saying that we are, okay? Mm-hmm. Still wear your mask, still social distance until we get this under control. All right.
There's a new variant too. So yeah, that part.
What was it again? Omicron 2.
Oh yeah, it's BA2 or B2A something.
Yeah. So y'all need to be careful.
Yes.
Please pay attention to what's going on in your community with your local elected officials, because they be doing things and you don't be coming to the community, talking to the community. Case in point, zip code 3311 or 33311 with the morgue that they're trying to put in the middle of a community with a school next door. So pay attention to those things. That's my spiel. You go ahead, co-host.
Oh, no, I said what I said. Remember, I was talking about the money. I already closed out and told me, like, Darren Campbell, we need you to go ahead and get that money back over here. Because the black school, because what's her name? Vicky Frazier. What's her name?
Vicky Cartwright.
Vicky Cartwright ain't about to do jack for nobody black. Okay. So we're relying on you, brother.
Relying on you to bring us the money. Bring it on home, brother.
Bring it on home. Them schools need you.
Child, we need it bad. All right. Yes, so we'll see you all next week. If we get hear anything from other candidates, we'll let you know who we're interviewing. And we look forward to hanging out with y'all. All right. God bless. See y'all.